Kevin, a match today against Harrogate, who were second in the table. It was always going to be difficult. They've won 2-0. Would you say that was a fair reflection of how the game panned out?
No, I think I thought we matched them for the majority of the game. Conceded early again, which is disappointing. The work that we've been doing to try and stop the crosses, we know they've got good quality. And the two of the three strikers that they've had, obviously Jake Wright didn't play today, have got quality in there, but the manner of conceding that was disappointing. But I think after that, teams have come here and rolled over, and I thought we responded pretty well. Created 2 or 3 really good chances before half time. Keepers made a couple of good saves, one cleared off the line. So although disappointed at half time, we were in the game. I thought, like I said, I thought the players really responded well to going behind so early, and then come out the second half and create some more good opportunities. I think the goalkeeper's got man of the match for them, which paints the picture. And the second goal was just disappointing again, that a player can arrive 10 yards out unmarked and rifles it into the top of the net, and we had a really good chance similar to that moments before that, and we get back into the game 1-1. I think it could be a different story again. So it's, they've taken their chances, we haven't today. So I think 2-0 is a little bit unfair, but we've let 2 goals in again.
2 crosses, or 2 goals conceded, 2 runs down the right, 2 kind of low balls into the box. What needs to be done in those situations? Is it about tracking those runs, stopping the crosses, being more alert in the middle? Yeah, all of those things. It's basics, isn't it? The manner, the players sitting there, we don't get, that lack of pressure on us when we're trying to get crosses in the box. And I thought the first goal, whether it could be Graham Kelly getting a bit tight to affect the cross, he's a bit concerned about the runners, but that should be the midfield's job. So it's just kind of a knock-on effect that seems to be affecting us at the minute. We haven't tracked, a really good striker who's 6 yards out, tapping it in the back of the net. So very disappointing. I think we've worked on it this week in terms of trying to stop those crosses and getting the defenders in the right positions and being aggressive, getting a bit tighter. The goal at Nuneaton, the guys turning in the box with no pressure on. So we've been addressing those things this week. So to go behind with that goal in the first half, very disappointing. And then they just kind of broke and got 3 down the right, and it's cut back, and it's hard to comment on who should be marking him, whether one of my midfield lads has gone back in to protect or not. I can't comment, I haven't seen it back, but he should certainly not be free in the middle of my box now. You mentioned about the early goals conceded, and even when we were on the good run of form, I know that's something you touched on. They scored after 4 minutes today. As a manager, what type of things did you say to the players? What type of things do you work on to try and address conceding early goals?
Well, it's just basics, isn't it? We want to be nice and solid, being happy coming in at 0-0. It'd be hard to beat again. The team that we picked today, we felt we had enough quality to go and hurt them. I think we did parts of that today, but when you're conceding so early, the ease of the goal is just a smack in the face, really, for me as a manager. Again, it's hard to really comment until I've seen it back. I've not had the opportunity yet, but no pressure on the cross. The guy makes a decent run and scores. Simple, isn't it? And it's something that we need to get better at. We made a couple of changes back there today, and we'll watch the video back and analyse it again, myself and John, and obviously prepare for next week, which is a difficult week for us as well.
You touched on the chances that we created as a team, most notably through Jason Gilchrist in the first half and Elliott in the second half. Do those need to go in, especially when you come to a place like this?
Massive, and you could arguably say that's the difference between the 2 teams today. I thought we matched them in terms of the play that we had. If we had the stats on possession, it'd be probably pretty similar. And we're coming to a difficult place, so it's hard to be too critical. I've criticised the goals; they're poor. But on the same term, we need to be a bit more ruthless when we get those opportunities coming to difficult places. You might get 1 or 2. So we had 4 or 5 today, and I think we need to be really hitting the back of the net, and we get back in the game at 1-1 with Elliott. Gilly, just before half time, keepers tipped one round the post. They've defended and cleared one off the line when Gilly had another chance. And they're big turning points. You get back in the game at 1-1, and it's a different conversation at half time. We get the momentum going forward, but they didn't go in today for us.
A few changes to the team today, including John Worsnop in goal. Can you just explain your thinking behind that change?
Yeah, I think Mark's been training really well, trying to put pressure on John, and he's had to wait for his opportunity. I had a chat with John before the game, and sit down on Monday and tell him why. But we've just felt he deserved his chance. Obviously 6 games to go. I need to get a really good look at him. He's been really patient and waiting for the opportunity. So we made the decision, and John took it well. He's been in and around the team, sulking. That's what demanded the players, and we go again.
We've spoken in the past few weeks about Jack Sampson. I think it's been confirmed now that he's going to miss the rest of the season. How big a loss is that, and have you got any details in terms of the severity of that knee injury?
Yeah, I think we had the scan done about 10 days, and the news came back start of this week that it was like an acute fracture, so he needs to be non-weight bearing for 6 weeks, so I think he's probably done 2 or 3 of those now, but obviously the next 3 or 4 weeks he's going to miss the rest of the season. So we're hugely disappointed. I think Jack is himself, because he's been, you know, crucial, I think, to the way that we play. His sort of presence up front allows us to really bring other people into play, and I think you've seen how much he's been missed over the last 3 or 4 games. Is it a coincidence that he's not playing in with lost games? Maybe. I think you know, I've been speaking to Jack while he's been out of the team and saying, look, you can see, watching and seeing how frustrated he is, how important he is to this team. That's not an excuse. People have to step in, but he certainly gives that physical presence. And obviously having Dan Coquelin, who's, you know, just come back into training, not quite ready yet, but should be available for next week. Having those 2 types of players missing at the same time has been difficult, because we've had to try and play a different way. But it's hard to kind of retain the ball as much as we would like with those 2 players not in the team.
Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Cheers.